Hi, I said to you. You want to hang out sometime? For sure. That'd be cool. This was pre-recorded in front of no audience. Hello all, I'm Autumn Ciders, also known as Autumn Spiders. If you're listening to this, you probably know me, since all my followers are friends. Or maybe you're a computer. I don't think I actually have 30 friends. I thought about doing a live stream in honor of Poetry Month, but alas, technology and the apocalypse have hindered that idea, so instead I've uploaded this video from the library parking lot. This is what the world looks like to a Luddite stuck in a first world apocalypse. Also, I didn't want to detract from John Grisham and Stephen King's virtual event earlier this evening. They really need the sales more than I do. But without further ado, here are some dark and dreary poems to lift your soul. Man versus nature. Man killed by man, and no one bats an eye. Instead, he wipes a tear, while innovating fresh ways to die. Man starves alone, and everyone turns an eye. One man's despair is another man's high. Man faces her, and it opens up his eyes, as Mother Nature levels all mankind's lies. This next one, I wrote it quite a few years ago, 2017, but it somehow seemed fitting for now. The apocalypse is not nigh. It is here. Open your eyes and look into fear. The end is not coming. It has arrived. Double-check your phone and try to survive. The world is barren and the network is dust, but by all means, post a selfie if you must. This one here I wrote as an homage to Emily Dickinson. She is one of the greats, if not the greatest in my opinion. So I thought it fitting for Poetry Month to read one. I heard an iPhone buzz when I died. The stillness in the room was like the stillness in the cloud. Between the heaves of upload, the eyes around had always been dry, and breaths were gathering firm for that last onset when a Snapchat be witnessed in the room. I willed my passwords, signed out, what portion of me be digital, and then it was there, interposed an iPhone. With blue, uncertain, stumbling buzz between the light and me, and then the iOS failed, and then I could not see to see. So I spent some time in New Orleans a little over a year ago and kind of fell in love with the city. They're one of those places right now that's really hurting, so I figured I would read this poem, and it kind of exemplifies why I think they'll make it out all right. Laissez-faire. A certain je ne sais quoi about the big easy makes sure that life is light and breezy. The people, the music, the culture, the food, all make it hard for even the darkest heart to brood. How you doin'? Where you from? Everyone comes together, each part totaling the sum. The city never sleeps, its heart forever beats to the sound of drums playing in the streets. Now, Memelita, who co-authors a lot of poems and stories with me, she's already gone to bed for the night, but she did want to share some of her work with you all, and she very fittingly chose the poem Nap. The sun seeps through and reaches my throne, so I stretch a little farther, excited to be alone. I let out a yawn and crack my eyes, and twitch my whiskers and continue with sighs. A nap is always best, with lots of warmth and sun, and is even better when I'm the only one. As you can tell, she has not had a problem with social distancing through this at all. So this one doesn't really pertain to here and now, but maybe it might strike a chord with some of you who are missing friends or someone you can't be with. So this one goes out to you. Company of you. Do you remember when I held you in my arms and told you the world was no one's but ours? So many nights have passed, and many miles too, since my nights were spent in the company of you. Dropped calls and texts, your face on a little screen, and 6 hours of blacktop until you and I is more than a dream. Next, I'll read you a few from #NoFilter. This one is called Justified. We all strive to be justified, center, left, right. Maybe if we tried more often to be less self-centered, we would be a little more right. This one is Dashboard Light, and it goes out to a certain someone who likes this poem. You even look beautiful by the dashboard light, like under the moon you lit up last night. Each mile behind us, and I fall a little more for your gentle curls and that cute little snore. the blacktop ahead as we race away from dawn, and by the time we are west, my heart will be gone. So I saved the best for last, not a poem that I wrote, one by Emily Dickinson, and I figured it was nice to end on a note of hope. So if you know the words, sing along. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. So thanks for listening. If you're still here, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, why are you still listening? If you did like what you hear, you can pick up a copy of #NoFilter at your local independent bookstore. You can check out the link to find out which one is closest to you, or you can order it from bookshop.org and support the little guy. You know, the ones who aren't getting the small business loans right now. And if you really like me, hopefully not in a misery stalker kind of way, keep an eye out for Not My Type stories that will be out sometime in the next few months. I think that's it. So everybody stay well, and most importantly, stay smart.